Oh, one second. I'm getting tickets. Oh, hi. Hey, it's Kelly again. Hey, I was just wondering, you guys have tickets to that showing of The Forest tonight, right? 10 o'clock? What do you mean the showing was canceled? Well, there's never enough people that go to these things to justify midnight showings. Not in this town. Not unless you go to, like, Star Wars. But, come on, you gotta have a showing, right? Is there anything else that came out this week? The hell is The Masked Saint? Oh, okay. A Christian version of Nacho Libre. Alrighty, I'll take tickets to that. Just charge us to the usual card. Alrighty, yeah, I'll be there. Thanks. Bye. Well, I'm gonna need change for this one. I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
You think you can beat me, Mr. Saint? Well, I am Satan, and you cannot beat that which is pure evil. And I will show you and God himself that I am the best who deserves the belt.
Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Satan, and I just got out of The Masked Saint.
Okay, I'm not going to do the whole review like this. I'm sorry. But yeah, all joking aside, that's really what happened when I went to go try to see The Forest. I got there, and apparently they canceled the show because there wasn't enough tickets sold. So they decided to just keep The Masked Saint. I was the only one in the fucking theater, yet they canceled The Forest? What the hell? Okay, so if the intro wasn't apparent enough, this movie was bad. Like, really, really head-tiltingly scratching bad. It was so stupid. But by God, it was kind of enjoyable. Like, really kind of enjoyable. In that bad movie sense of way. For those who don't want spoilers, I recommend that this is a rent it or Netflix it. Only if you're going to go see it with a group and you are a fan of bad movies and ripping them apart as you watch. Because, by God, this movie is just that stupid. And it's just... It literally is Nacho Libre in the modern take. Yes, I know it was based on a book that was based on an actual guy's life, and they actually got the actual guy to come and give wrestling tips as they showed at the end of the film, but no, this was stupid, like really badly. To anybody who's not a fan of bad movies or ripping these apart with friends, this gets an honest to God skip it. It's not like one of those offensive, propaganda films that's gonna brainwash your kids or anything like that. It's not a fuck it. It just a skip it. It's not worth seeing. You probably weren't going to see it if me being the only one in the theater was any indication. But yeah, for those who want to stay for spoilers, this movie is so stupid. Okay, what does the movie actually entail? Well, there is a wrestler that goes by the name The Saint. Little on the nose there. And he is done with wrestling. He has devoted his life toward God. So let's go into as many sports film cliches as we can with this opening. Let's start out in the locker room where he's talking to his old friend who's been along the whole ride, another wrestler named Iceman. And oh yes, his replacement is inside of the locker room with him too. And what is he doing before this final match where he's potentially going to steal the belt from the Saint himself? The guy's pumping iron. Before a very important match. No, he seriously has got like 75 pounds, and he's like 75 to 100 pounds. He's like, and right before he goes out, he chucks it down. The guy's name is the Reaper. This is really what you named them back in the day? All the sports movie cliches. Just stop. But here comes the bigger one. You have the manager, played by Rudy Piper, who apparently died shortly after making this film. And there's a big tribute to him at the end of the film, which, thank you for doing that. But at the same time, why the hell are you even in this film? Probably because you're Christian. You are, I'm just saying. But yeah, he comes in, and of course, he tells the Saint to throw the fight because we corrupt, and it's all fake, and... Look, that's not why wrestling is fake, okay? When they rig matches, say, like in boxing, it's because that sport, people are betting on who's going to win and who's going to lose. By rigging the fight, making it look like one guy's going to win, and having everyone dump their money into him, when the other guy comes out and he ends up getting that lucky hook that just lays the guy out, the house wins a lot of money. That's why they rig it. Do people really bet on wrestling matches? No. They're fake because it's all storyboarded. It's all story, and they've got their characters in a story. They have writers, for God's sake, who tell them, it's time to feud this guy. Oh, we're going to bring you back in this very dramatic way. And don't forget our corporate sellouts. We need to help promote the new Chucky movie. Wasn't there a new RoboCop movie? Oh yeah, let's have RoboCop come in and save Sting from the Four Horsemen. Yeah, that'll be very important. Yeah, so that's why wrestling is fake. Not because they want to help promote the new guy. No. This guy's been your moneymaker for years. You're telling me you're going to just drop him on his ass and put him in the ring and tell him, lose the match so that my new guy gets some... good street cred, especially when the new guy, during the actual match, the Reaper goes off book and starts beating the living shit out of him and even breaks his leg. I'm just saying, the guy looks like he's has a little bit of roid rage there. Might not want him to be your big star, especially when you have a few other wrestlers in the wings waiting for just some promotion, like Iceman. I'm just saying, it's every sports room cliche right here, right now. It's stupid. It's so bad. Did it actually happen? Maybe. I doubt it. I mean, for God's sakes, the wrestling corporation is called WFW. I actually looked that up, and the closest I could find was a female wrestling organization, but they only started just recently. Does the WFW actually exist, to all the wrestling people out there? If you know anything about it, leave it in the comments below. Maybe I can actually get some clarity on this. I couldn't find anything. Maybe it's one of those things that Vince McMahon bought and when he made the WWE. I don't know. It was stupid. So he becomes a pastor inside of a town in Michigan, and lo and behold, every single, I don't know, a Christian film cliche. The church isn't doing so well. Attendance is down. They don't have the money to for repairs and to get the daycare started or anything else. We know every single one of these cliches, like, to the letter. And of course, he has him going back to wrestling, which he moves from fucking Florida, doesn't he? That was established at the beginning of the film, yet this WFW is somehow big enough that there's a ring run by the same guy, Rudy Piper, in Michigan so that he can start wrestling again. So that he can earn the money that he needs to fix the church and get everything good again. Oh yeah, you might be wondering if there's vigilantism in this. If you call stopping 2 crimes vigilantism, yeah, seriously, he solves 2 crimes. He stops 2. Each one were completely within the Good Samaritan laws, and he just has shitty luck. So, yeah, if you can't tell, this movie is bad every single step of the way. The production quality is not something that you should be seeing on the big screen. I mean, for fuck's sake, when the wrestling looks realer when you're actually watching WWE, when a guy is like sitting here banging on a guy's balls, although you can clearly see, because they position the camera stupidly, that he's not even touching the guy. When that looks realer than the wrestling matches you have inside of your movie, when I have no belief that the Reaper is actually stomping on Iceman's chest, you done fucked up. Get a choreographer. Get people who can actually do these stunts. Please, for the love of God. How hard is it to hire somebody to show them how to actually do a fight? But yeah, the vigilantism. So they end up, the pastor, after missing circumstances, and they're only pissing off their only benefactor because he's a dickbag and he needs to be taught a lesson. After pissing him off, they have to downsize their house so that they can actually afford to get the church paid for and whatnot. And they had to donate a bunch of stuff to the Goodwill. So the pastor guy goes to donate stuff at the Goodwill, and he just happens to have his mask on because he was having a conversation about it. And he sees the pimp beating on his hoe in the back alley because she's not making him enough money and disrespecting him and all that cliche bullshit. So the saint intervenes. He puts on his mask because he doesn't want to be seen by the fucking gangbanger pimp guy who's beating him out. And he tells him, hey, leave her alone. He gives him plenty of chances to run away, but the pimp guy picks up a crowbar and tries to go at him. So what does the professional fighter do? He lays the fucker out. Self-defense. Defense of a third party. Open and shut, not vigilantism. What, did he kill the sucker? No, because the guy ends up pulling up a gun on him later in the movie. No. But somehow this detective who eats donuts... I paused so you could laugh at that. But you didn't laugh at that? Well, maybe if we drew attention to the fact he eats donuts, which he does, it's not funny either. Never mind this detective who claims that there's a vigilante on the loose and that he doesn't want him in his city. And when did the saint turn into Batman? One crime. He stopped one crime at that point, and the detective's already obsessed. Well, later in the movie, the saint is having a crisis of faith, I guess you could call it, where he abandons one of his matches because he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. And he just stops for a burger. He stops for a burger, and even when he realizes what's going on with the one waitress and 10 empty plates of food in the place, she's basically telling him that he needs to go away and come back later. He realizes as he's walking out, he's like, of all the places you could pick, all the burger places, you have to pick the one that's being robbed. So what does he do? He goes out to his car, he grabs his mask, goes into the back alley, and beats the living shit out of them and saves a bunch of hostages. Again, he knocks them out, tells them to call 911, barricade themselves in, he got this. And he leaves them there knocked out to be found by the police. What crime was there? Defense of third parties. Several third parties. Yet this detective is so obsessed to try to catch him that he overlooks the fact that the fucking pimp is still on the loose. Granted, these actions do kind of have some good consequences and bad ones. As I said, the guy ends up drawing a gun on him later in the movie. But because he saved the one girl, she kind of convinces the others to go to the church with her and show that they can actually get back on their feet and get out of this really, really shitty ass, this, prostitute stuff. Which I do kind of like that. It was, I'm not going to say subtle, but it was as close to subtle as this thing was going to get. And I can honestly say it does have that feel-good feel to it. And you do see the other consequences. As the things start to get better because of what he's doing, he starts to get self-centered. And it goes into those stupid cliche points. As I said, he just abandons the match. And when he's asking God what he should do, he ends up stopping for a burger, and he ends up to stop another crime. And the gangbanger actually wrecks the church. He graffitis the shit out of it. He rips all their books up. He actually does destroy them because he realizes who it is. It's pretty clear why that there are consequences to everything that he's doing. So, I can't say that it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I can't really say it was the best thing either. The acting was so from everybody. And by God, that wonderful lady from White Collar, crap, I can't even think of her name all of a sudden. The one who's the proprietor who's always hosting Neil Caffrey in her house. I'll put a picture here and a name here. She's in this film. And she's the best actress in there. And damn it, why are you doing a Christian film? Go do another series, please. Hell, give me another season of White Collar. Just I didn't want to see her there. And she is the best part of it. And she does bring some form of life and talent to it. But the project was dead on arrival. It literally is just the story of Nacho Libre. Gotta fight for the church to earn the money so that you can actually get things for people. And there was no humor in it. It was completely serious. Yes, this probably did happen to somebody, but I've seen far better biopics that were much more entertaining, that didn't let me rip a piece of this apart because of the fucking set being stupid, because the wrestling matches are shit, because the way that he ends up getting back into the wrestling ring is because sweet old lady drags him there after realizing who he was, like it was some big secret. And then him trying to save his friend Iceman from getting his leg broken like him, because the Reaper is still wrestling, even though it was promised that he was never going to wrestle again. Yeah, the cheapskate who told you to throw the fight promised you that he was never going to wrestle again after that. Oh, people are idiots. Yeah. This movie, I have got nothing else to say about this movie. It was stupid. It was vapid. It was completely... It would have been enjoyable, and I would have probably given a recommendation to actually see it in theaters if I actually gone with a group that wanted to sit there and riff it with me. This is a good bad movie, because you can see effort put into this bad movie, and they just made all of the wrong choices. And if you enjoy bad movies, it's worth renting. For everybody else, it gets a honest to God, skip it. It's not offensive, it's not horrible, it's just that. So, yeah, that's it for me. Did you enjoy the video? Have you seen The Masked Saint? God, I hope not. Tell me what you thought about it in the comments below, or tell me about what you think about this string of god-awful Christian films coming up. I mean, dear Lord, Risen, Young Messiah, God's Not Dead 2, Caged No More, not to mention all the Mormon ones I'm going to have to go see. Next 3 months are going to be horrible. But yeah, if you want to see some more of my videos, like my top 10 list, I'll have those linked right down here. If you want to see my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and check it out. I'll have that linked right up here, along with the cards up in the other corner from all of my playlists. And as always, like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitch. And yeah, I've really got nothing else to say, so I guess I'll see you all next time.